Hello everyone, my name is Landon and welcome back to the Edward Lorn Theorist. Today's book is Cruelty. Now, when I first read Cruelty, I hadn't read Bay's End. It was the first ever Edward Lorn novel I read. And there was the theories that I have started to unfold more as I read more of his books. So what I'm going to talk about is what is in the book and then what's outside of the book, because there's a lot more outside of the book than there is inside the book. So, the theories that I have for Cruelty is one of the characters in the book, I can't really remember the name of it because there were a lot of characters and I read this like a year ago. Not a year ago, like 6 months ago. But one of the characters who encounters Cruelty mentions Bay's End, so that ties up with Bay's End. That shows us that this book is connected to Bay's End. It's in the universe, like probably all of his books are. All of his books are, not probably, all of his books are. And one of the characters, and like I said, they encounter Cruelty, the humongous 7-foot baby-headed monster. They talk about Bay's End, but this doesn't take place in Bay's End. This takes place in some barren road in some random place in America. It literally just says, as the book opens, somebody moseyed on down the road. That's how the book opens with, because that's where it is. It's just a road, and nobody knows. The deaf man and the prostitute moseyed on down the road. It's not like it's a marked location. It's just a road, and that's where Cruelty and Forgiveness and the gang are. That's where they haunt people and take people in. And that's really all that's in Cruelty. That's all that I could really find in Cruelty that's connected to Bay's End. But that's not all. There's a book right here. I'm going to get into this later. This is one of his later books. The Sound of Broken Ribs. This book connects Cruelty even harder to Bay's End. It's crazy. So, I'm going to talk about this for a while. Probably the rest of the video. The Sound of Broken Ribs, the monster in it is named Pain, and Pain possesses Lee Duncan, the one who gets hit by Belinda Walsh. She gets hit by a car. Belinda Walsh, Lee Duncan's an author. Belinda Walsh hits her with a car because she wanted to ruin something. That's literally her reasoning for it. Her husband ran away because she was lying to him. She got kicked out of her home because she didn't pay rent, and she really just wanted to hurt something. So she almost kills Lee Duncan. And while Lee Duncan is recovering in the hospital, there's this thing that's just residing in the corner of the hotel room, or not the hotel room, the hospital room, in the closet, under the bed. There's something there, and she's haunted by the sound of broken ribs, because her ribs are broken, and every time she breathes in, it's like a clickety-clickety-click, and then she breathes out, it's click, 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 click. And by the end of part 1, Pain, the monster, possesses Lee Duncan, and it's basically a revenge trip on Belinda Walsh. And it's not a ghost, per se, because after Lee Duncan dies, Belinda Walsh kills her, because Lee Duncan kidnapped Belinda Walsh to get revenge, and then she thought it was wrong and decided to let her go, but Belinda Walsh wasn't having that, so she killed her, and Pain came outside of her chest. Her chest opened up, and Pain came out, and he grew into this humongous, 100-foot tall monster. And there's one sentence in this book that connects everything to it. That connects everything to Cruelty. Where is it? I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. But at the end of the book, Belinda Walsh is possessed by Pain, and she goes on a revenge trip on her, or on her husband who abandoned her. And before they got possessed, I'm sorry I'm looking down at this book so much, but I'm really trying to find it. Wait, is that it? No, I thought that'd be it, because this is where she asks. Yeah, because he says, "I am Pain" here. But if I'm not going to be able to find it, I'm just going to have to say it. So, in the book, Pain, who's about to possess Belinda, he's the humongous, Godzilla-sized monster. It even, the roar that he lets out is like Godzilla. He says, when she's, looking at him and she's about to get possessed, he says that I have, like, many brothers or something like that, and one of them is Cruelty. So that's humongous, because Pain resided in Bay's End, or, like, he goes to people who, like, were in great harm and pain, and he possesses them, and he was in Bay's End when it all started. So if Pain is the brother of Cruelty, and Belinda Walsh is still out there possessed by Pain, if she goes back to Bay's End, Cruelty could potentially go help Pain with something, and Cruelty could come to Bay's End with Forgiveness and all the other shebang of monsters that are out there in the woods. Cruelty could come back and help Pain out with whatever he needs, because Cruelty's like the baby of the family, and he'll listen to Pain if he's that humongous of a creature. He's probably like a leader or something. He could potentially come back and help out Pain. Cruelty. He'd come back and help Pain if they ever decided to go to Bay's End for some reason. But Belinda Walsh did live in Bay's End first and foremost before she ran away to California. So if she ever goes back to Bay's End, they could really collab with each other, Pain and Cruelty, in Bay's End. And that's what I'm hoping. That would be very cool if Cruelty and Pain teamed up in Bay's End as like the monster. If they come back in No Home for Boys, which is the novel where he said a lot of characters are going to come back from the old ones. So I'm not sure if villains will come back from the old ones, but if Belinda Walsh, which was a character in one of the old books, comes back with Pain, I believe Cruelty could potentially come back and help Pain out, along with Forgiveness and everybody who was at that house. So those are my connections with Cruelty to Bay's End. If you guys have any more that I did not mention, if you guys have theories of your own, leave them down in the comments below. Leave a like if you like the Edward Lorn Theorist. I will be doing every single one of his books leading up to here, or leading up to The Betting of Boys. And I'll see you guys in the next video.